Well, it's that time again. It's time for another season here in the Simulation Soccer League. And once again, as was the case a couple seasons ago, we start this season with a couple of new faces. More on that in a bit, but for the moment, hello everyone. I am Metafiction. I am joined today by Aegis.
What's up, everybody? I am so excited to be back. If you guys remember me, I wasn't too busy as a commentator last season, but I was 2 seasons ago, and but I'm back now. I'm excited to be here alongside Metafiction, the absolute goat of commentary. So yeah, we've got some good matches up for you guys, including a new team, which I think will be real exciting to see.
Indeed, as I had just alluded to, and as Aegis also pointed out, we have a new club in the offing today. Leafyside Celtic, one of our two new organizations, one of our two majors teams, rather, that have joined us here for season 22 and onward, based in Dublin, Ireland. It'll be a fantastic addition to the league. They'll be in action here first up against Buenos Aires. And after that, it'll be Tokyo versus Shanghai. And we round off this first half of Matchday 1 with Sao Paulo taking on Tenochtitlan.
Are the games actually going to be in order of display? Because I know that wasn't always the case last season.
I believe so. I'm being told that this is correct this time. There were a few situations last season where I got my wires crossed, but as far as I know, that is the running order. And
Hey, there we go.
And there you have it. Leafyside Celtic's inaugural lineup, the 4-2-3-1. They'll be taking on Buenos Aires, who have opted for a 4-2-4.
Both classic FM tactics, to be said. I am biased. I love the 4-2-4. My go-to for sure. I'll be interested though, and I just wanted to point out actually that the striker for Leafyside Celtic, if it is pronounced Leafyside, it is, Miedema, they were actually my teammate on Seoul recently, but they played more as a winger wingback, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see them as a striker. I've never seen them actually been played up top before.
Should be an exciting transition for both Celtic and for Miedema. As the ball comes in on the cross, Miedema can't quite get to it. Beaten there by Lorenzo. Mamba losing out there to Duck.
Decent little first chance, though, right at the start.
Celtic, as I said, two new organizations for this season. The other one, Jelayu Cosmico, I believe is the pronunciation, will be in Sorry?
It's pronounced Shelahu.
Well, there you go, Shelahu. But for the moment, it's Buenos Aires who are through, and Sterling Scott potentially opening this SSL season in style, pending VAR.
I think he was off. It was close, though. That would be a huge blow to the new team. I think they're going to allow it, actually.
It does look like the goal will stand. Look, just barely played
he
on.
He looked off. Am I crazy?
Well, we'll see it a little bit clearer here. It's very tight, but they are saying Scott is on just played on by Nosworthy, it looks like.
I think he's lucky that Nosworthy has a longer nose than him, because I think that's the only difference. That must have been like a millimeter. Oh, no, not too soon, surely.
Well, this time, Sean O'Leary rising up to get the header in the back of the net. VAR looking again. And again, the goal is given after review.
Oh, man. Celtic crumbling. First 5 minutes, already down 2. That one was just from a poor mistake from their keeper. Clean sheet. I hope he stands up to his name a bit more in the future, because today he is most definitely not. Oh, that's unlucky. I think it's nerves, though. First game, new org. Mistakes happen,
It's certainly an inauspicious debut for Celtic, but still plenty of time to turn it around, as they do have possession here in the Buenos Aires half. Although as soon as I say that, O'Leary robbing Hendry there. McTenny, though, able to recover.
Clean sheet plays the ball. I wanna see what kind of playstyles the teams go for here. If they do build out at the back, if they're a bit more patient, if they're a bit more long ball, direct route one. Looks to me like I don't know. They're both a bit flexible. But, ooh, decent long ball over the top here. Can you find the cross in? Miyadama is going to be there to tap it in. Oh my gosh, another freaking VAR call, though.
VAR is very much making sure all of these goals count. 2 for 2 so far in terms of counting. And once again, the goal will stand.
Nice. They really needed that one goal to get themselves back in. Great long ball over the top there, played by the center back. And ball just with a nice low cross in. Miyadama got ahead of Munoz. And just, I mean, that's a good striker's goal. Maybe they should have been playing at striker for Seoul.
And you were talking
glad
about it at the top of the broadcast. Miyadama playing in that striker position seems to be making a good hash of it so far.
Wait, I'm just realizing, did I say Seoul? I meant Catalunya. They played at Catalunya, not Seoul. But same organization, different team. Got a little mixed up. Sorry there. Anyways, here we are. Buenos Aires with their goalkeeper recycling possession. Finding their fullback and with tons of space. Criminal bombing up the lines. Finds a good through ball to Snooks. Can Snooks find the cross in? And I think it just got tapped over there. Or no, maybe not. Just missed. But that was a good opportunity there for Buenos Aires to put another nail in the coffin.
It looked like it was falling to O'Leary there, but couldn't bring it in. And then Ruben heading it over the bar. Not a lot of velocity and way too much air under it. Through to Dybala.
Oh, he's got space here.
Celtic. And Dybala has leveled it for the Irish outfit.
And Dybala doesn't miss those. What a player, man. He's always been a fantastic player, and there he is proving it again.
Well, we were worried about whether they could respond after going 2-0 down in such quick fashion. But here on 20 minutes, they have brought it back 2-2, courtesy of Miyadama and now Dybala.
Yeah, he just was in the right space at the right time. That's exactly what you want from your inside forward there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do know Dybala was in contention for some Player of the Season, Team of the Season awards.
I believe that is correct.
I'm fairly certain I remember seeing him on some short lists there. What a player, though. Every time I see him, he's always cooking. Anyways, here we go. Buenos Aires with a corner. Ruben swings in, trying to find someone at the far post. It does seem to be knocked away, only as far as Munoz, who takes a turn. Pass it up to Duck. Duck finds the byline. Tries to cut back, but it is going to be pushed out for another corner by McTendy. Solid defending there. It's going to be a corner again.
A little bit of pressure being applied here by Buenos Aires as they shuffle around the box. And there's the shot there by Chirano.
What a routine.
Didn't really have any edge to it.
Yeah, no venom to it. I love a good funky corner routine, though. Those are always so fun to watch, you know. Interesting to see, though, just as in possession, out of possession maps, Buenos Aires does seem to be pushing Celtic back a little bit more than vice versa. Perhaps they're just holding a little bit more possession. Next time we have a lull, I want to see those stats a bit better. But here we go, left side Celtic on the break, but never mind.
Here is Skovgaard trying to cut it in. Miyadama was looking for another one. And a very dangerous pass back to the goalkeeper. Looked like it might have crossed the line. Celtic still in possession here. Put over the top by Steele to Mamba.
I think Mamba was offsides there.
Oh.
Or not, never mind. Here comes Ball taking the corner. Where's it going to go? Drifted into the middle, bouncing around a little bit. Miyadama gets a touch to it. What did I say? And
there was
oh wow, looks like it almost crossed the line.
Indeed, that back pass from earlier. The goalkeeper Kabiri able to deal with it, but only just.
Here's that routine again, done slightly differently. Duck firing it to the back post. Not exactly sure where that ended up, but I think they're very thankful that it didn't end up in the goal. XG now looking heavily in Buenos Aires' favor. Almost putting together 3 expected goals just in one half. That's I mean, that's a scary team, man.
And so at the break, we go in level 2-2. Buenos Aires coming out to an early 2-goal lead, but Celtic, credit to them, managed to fight back. But since that second goal, it has been all Buenos Aires. You see down there, as you were alluding to, the average positions, Buenos Aires significantly more advanced than Celtic.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more on the front foot. Also, notably, they looked a bit narrower, which perhaps is just a tactical decision, but I find typically narrow styles of play, they reward like balls through as opposed to wide areas, but they're also a lot more compact in defense. So I wonder if perhaps that's why Celtic has been struggling to break them down a little bit. I don't know, just some thoughts.
Well, it certainly could be the case. Buenos Aires, in addition, certainly getting the ball forward with a bit more frequency, perhaps being contributed to by that, as you said. Here they come again as Duck forward. Snooks takes a shot, and, well, somebody's got
speculative effort at best. But I appreciate the balls it takes to take a shot there. Not everyone does that.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, metafiction.
Find the odd one out, I dare you.
Here is Duck. Up the wing, Ruben
nice ball.
Trying to clip that in for Sterling Scott, but nothing doing. Although, Ruben taking the ball back. And that shot going well over.
Oh, man, what a chance, though. Just silly mistake from the Celtic backline there. Defenders got to sort that out. You can't be making those kinds of mistakes, not in the major leagues. You got to have your defenders with some ball-playing ability, or else you're liable to make crucial mistakes at times, just like that. Again, giving away possession, finding Scott, and he is going to tuck it away for Buenos Aires' third there. Chip to the far post. Very tidy finish, I got to say. And for the 5 out of 5 goals, we've got a VAR. Oh, but this one is going to be disallowed for offsides.
So for the first time today, a goal ruled out, and there you see Scott about a foot offside, maybe 2.
Sure enough. I didn't see that one too closely. Yeah, he was actually offsides. That's definitely going to be a bit of a relief for Celtic here. They have not created, so much as a duck's fart of a chance since the start of the second half. We were about 60 minutes in now. They're going to need something. Do they have anything in the tank?
Asking against my better judgment, do ducks fart?
Probably. Do you actually want to talk about it? Because,
not really. I just feel like I had to leave the question. I feel like I would
I'm going to look this up real quick.
In the meantime, on the soccer pitch, Ruben passes into Sterling Scott.
VAR.
And once again, VAR getting involved. People back at SSL headquarters getting really earning their paycheck today. And once again, this one is awarded. And so Buenos Aires take the lead back.
Who was it that got the goal? I was looking away. I was actually looking into the physiology of cloacas. Nice. No, he's going to be happy with that. I think they're really looking for that second goal. They're going to feel a little bit more confident after that. Now, but Celtic, they came from 2-0 down. Who said they can't come back again?
They certainly have shown in this debut SSL Majors match. Clean sheet with the goal kick to Still. Sends it long. And it falls
what a ball. Skovgaard,
but McManus with a good recovery tackle and only concedes the corner.
Skovgaard, that was... What a chance. I think he's going to be real frustrated with that, but great defending there by Buenos Aires to be able to put that one away. That was very threatening chance here. Still finds Mamba, though. Mamba at the edge of the box. Unfortunately, can't release it in time. Dybala, though, They're just floating too long. Can Skavgard make something happen now? No.
Well, it looked like at any point, if they had taken a shot rather than taking an extra touch, they would have had a shot on goal, potentially another equalizer. But instead, it's Duck at the other end and Snooks heading it over.
Great chance created there by Duck, though. I think he's going to be quite annoyed that no one could be there to tuck it in. Actually, I'll tell you after the end of the game. I found a funny joke. Okay, real talk though. Last 10 minutes, Celtic have actually created an chance, so perhaps there could still be something in here. Scott, though, bombing up the wing again. McTendy trying to block it, but unfortunately not going to get there. O'Leary is going to beat his center back and make it 4 for Buenos Aires. I think that might be the final nail in the coffin here.
Well, it did only take Celtic 15 minutes to come back from their first 2-goal deficit. This one, though, really well found by Scott to find O'Leary there in the center, as you said, and now O'Leary with a brace in addition to Scott.
You love to see two striker systems where both strikers are actually playing off each other and working well. I feel like usually it ends up with one sort of being a parasite off the other, and one really doesn't get much credit, and the other, takes all the goals and match ratings. But 2 goals from both strikers, I mean, I think they'll be real happy with that.
Certainly the days of the old tall man and shooter from, football tradition are long past, as O'Leary poking that ball free. It's Scott to it first. Squaring it to Ruben. Ruben just chipping it over clean sheet.
Oh my, wow. As soon as Scott squared it, I thought that was a stupid move, but Ruben proved me very wrong. What a finish. Oh my gosh. First, O'Leary dispossessing the defender. Scott taking it past McTendy. Scott playing the pass backwards to Ruben, and Ruben chipping it over clean sheet. Wow.
Clean sheet caught off their line there, but credit to O'Leary for poking the ball free to get that going. And then, of course, Scott able to get to it quicker than McTendy. Some real hustle there for the Buenos Aires frontman.
Oh man, I think they're going to be coming again.
Celtic a little bit shell-shocked, it looks like, by that quick goal on the transition. Trying to pass it amongst themselves to find a decent angle of attack. They seem to have found one here. Hendry coming forward. Trying to get around Lorenzo there. Cross at
to the byline.
Forced out. And
hit the ball! Thank you.
Fires it past Kabiri. Might be too little too late, but it's one they really needed.
Oh, I'm just glad they got something finally. It took... I mean, it's still a defensive midfielder. It took a defensive midfielder, or maybe even a center back, I'm not entirely sure, to finally just be like, no, screw it. Laces through the ball. Yeah, defensive midfielder. But still, tidy finish from Still. Love to see that there is still some fight left in this Celtic side.
They will still need to score 2 goals in 5+ added time minutes. And Buenos Aires coming forward again. Here's Snooks into the middle, and Scott with the instant reply.
Gosh. Hat trick, if VAR deems it. I don't see why it shouldn't be, unless I'm blind.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, except for one, I believe Buenos Aires' goals have all been checked by VAR at this point. But it's over the top to Snooks, who sends it into the middle, and you just cannot give Scott that much space. We've seen it so many times. One of the better strikers in this league. You see there, just played onside there by Kika Ball. And Buenos Aires with a 6-3 lead in the waning stages. I was about to say make that 7-3, but now that header goes wide.
7-3 for the first game of the season would be an incredible scoreline. Celtic, though,
Certainly did.
still taking some risks, building up from the back here against a very high-pressing Buenos Aires side. They decide to clear the ball. Skovgaard, though, is dispossessed well. Finding Scott, absolutely turning McTendy inside out, and he is going to put it past clean sheet for his 4th goal of the game. Sterling Scott, what an absolute rampage he's been on so far. My God.
A statement performance for Sterling Scott. 4th goal on the day. And Buenos Aires beating Celtic today 7-3 at the moment. Potentially more if this rate holds.
My gosh, they have come alive. I mean, it's been 5 goals in the last, 15 minutes of the game? What a crazy end to this. And I think Scott's still hungry for another one. Munoz finding McManus. Never mind, I think they're just recycling possession. Going to kill the game here, Munoz. Playing 1-2s here with the center backs. Yeah, I think that's going to be it.
And indeed, the final whistle goes here in Dublin, and it's not the result that the home side were hoping for on their debut. A statement victory by Buenos Aires, 7-3 over Leafy side Celtic.
I will say, I think Celtic can be pretty proud of the performance though so far. I think they actually did pretty well. They put up a good fight against a great team. Let's be honest. Buenos Aires is a very strong team. I think they should be proud. I think they fought well and they made a good what's it called? A good first impression. Except for the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper did not.
Well, Bengt Ruben is your player of the match with a goal and 3 assists there.
Really?
Ruben, of course, scoring that chipped goal that Sterling Scott was credited with the assist for. But Scott, as we said, 4 goals, early leader in the Golden Boot race, should be a very exciting one this season. But
I think he got an assist too. I'm amazed that he didn't get player of the match actually. For getting 4 goals.
I believe that said he got 2 assists, in fact.
6 goal contributions?
I believe so. I could be wrong.
That's insane. Oh, anyways, throwback. I found this funny joke when I was looking up do ducks fart. Apparently they don't because gut bacteria.
Huh.
But also, so the joke is, why don't ducks fart? Because they don't have a butt quack.
Well, I guess I had that coming.
Here's Tokyo SC with a 3-4-2-1 narrow with a. Oh wow, we've got 2-3-4. Wait, these just look like the exact same tactic with the offset defensive midfielders. Are we gonna see Ruben Amorim ball here in action? God, I hope not. Please, I value my eyeballs too much. Anyways, Tokyo SC versus Shanghai.
Unfortunately, neither of these teams is Grimsby Town, so I think we're going to be okay. Shanghai with the cross in, and Kander's able to hold on to it.
Actually, I do take it back. These tactics aren't exactly the same. There's some positional differences. I saw a second striker, a trequartista, a complete wingback, I believe, and I want to say one team was using ball-playing defenders and the other was using something else. Volante. Okay, both are using a Volante, but one's using a deep-lying playmaker and the other's using an anchor man. And 2 second strikers. Wow, okay, this is... I actually like this. This is going to be really interesting to see. Johnson, unfortunately, not going to find the recipient of his pass here. Tokyo SC is going to clear it, but it is going to be misplaced. Oh my gosh, no, it just fed it to him. I don't even know what I just saw. What did I just see?
I'm at a loss for how Hohen Han missed that. Lee very, just barely spared blushes there by that miss. Had a bit of a heavy touch. Hohen Han got to it in prime position, but couldn't bury it.
It felt like the Tokyo players were like, here, take the ball, please score. And then the Shanghai players were like, no, we couldn't possibly score, and then purposely missed. What was that? All right,
Well,
interesting start to the game.
That was a long shot by Johnson, and true to what one might expect, it was indeed a long shot. Delo now for Tokyo takes the shot from the edge of the box. That one is on goal, but right at Takechi.
Takechi.
Not much to note on the pitch as we near the...
Sorry, heads up, my stream is running a little laggy. Oh, Shanghai scored. Sorry, I couldn't see anything, and then I just see Shanghai got a goal. Hope we can see a replay here.
There it is indeed.
On the
Billy
corner.
Bob blocking the corner in, and Hohenheim put it away.
No, that was well played. That's a hard angle to score a header from. But Hohenheim did very well to get his head to it. Love to see a striker with some aerial prowess. Greer here now with a corner for Tokyo, seeing if they can level it up. Playing it back in toward the back post. Unfortunately, Chambers is going to miss it just by a little bit. Takechi spared. This could be a pretty even game, though.
Tokyo have had a fair number of chances, but unable to get an equalizer on the board. And that header just wide by Ken.
That was weird too. It just sort of bounced right by the goal. I didn't even register that well.
It didn't have a lot of velocity behind it, and Kanders seemed to have it covered. But nevertheless, we go into the half, and it is Tokyo who find themselves on the short end of this one so far. Shanghai 1, Tokyo 0 at the half. So the team's coming back out for the second half. It'll be Tokyo who've kicked us off.
Absolute unit Ron Flex there in the center of the field. I wonder who's playing anchor versus who's playing volante.
I don't know. When Ron Flex wants to run, he can really fly.
Oh my God! Wait, no, he's the volante.
Oh, there you go.
My bad, Ron Flex.
I was unfamiliar with your game.
He's big, but he moves. Is that who's a Gunnarsson next to him as the anchor? On the yellow?
Yes.
Gunnarsson. That's a fun name. I wonder if he's like Icelandic or something.
I believe Swedish.
That would make sense too. Ron Flex playing a nice pass forwards. Sets off the runs of Lee and Ibrahimovic, but he is going to try and take it himself. Unfortunately, does lose it, but it is going to be back to Tokyo here. Finding the wing back. Ron Flex somehow loses the header. And I think Shanghai Dragons is going to recollect here, playing it back to their goalkeeper and turning over possession. But the highlight isn't over.
Well, it looked like Tokyo had a chance for a through ball, but neither Lee nor Ibrahimovic made the run. If one of them had, then they might have been through on goal. As it is, though, Del Vecchio putting the cross in, but can't find a teammate. Johnson tries again, and Hohenheim squeaks it past Kanders, pending VAR.
I don't know about that one, Chief. Hohenheim, though, great start so far. I liked what I've seen with him. And that is going to make it a brace for him.
Let's look at that again. Del Vecchio puts the cross in. Hohenheim misses the initial chance, but Johnson with the second attempt. And this time Hohenheim able to get it past Kanders in goal. Let's see this. Let's see these lines. And once again, just barely played on by Adamu, it looks like.
Thomas Hohenheim is a season 18 player Over 1,400 TPE. German player. Okay.
Ibrahimovic with a great shot on goal from the edge of the box and does win the corner. Tokyo need to get something going here. They're down 2 goals with not a lot of time left.
I hope they can put a little bit of fight back here. Alternative corner routine, but pretty much useless as the Shanghai Dragons defended that very well. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm looking at Hohenheim's stats real quick and his attributes. And I think a big reason of why he's been doing so well is the fact he's actually got 20 jumping reach and 18 heading to go along with his good finishing and everything as well. So being an aerial threat as a striker is, I think, a big contributor to his good form.
Well, certainly when you get in those aerial situations, you want somebody up front you can trust to put the ball on their head and get them a shot on goal, if not a full-on goal. And Hohenheim has certainly been that for Shanghai.
Yeah, great player for sure. If I remember correctly, though, Shanghai did have a different striker last season, right, though? Or
I am not sure.
Someone else.
Ooh,
that might be onside.
Tokyo and misses over the top. A prime chance for Amore Delo, and it goes begging.
That's unfortunate. That was a great chance, and that's gone begging. I think he's gonna regret that one.
That might have been the opportunity Tokyo would have needed to get back into this one. With less than 10 minutes to play, they still find themselves down 2-0, and Shanghai once again trying to come forward, although Bob now sending it all the way back to the keeper to try again. Delo forces the takeaway from Boda, and now Tokyo in possession. Greer, but that pass way offline, and now Ken coming forward for Shanghai. Another interception.
Ronflex cuts that out well, though. Ibrahimovic, pass it. He's open, please. No.
Delo takes the shot, and again, this one parried by Takechi. And it looked like Delo might have had Lee on the run there. But
does Delo have a single brain cell rattling around in his head? If he did, he would have squared it across and had the freest assist of his life.
Well, it is
50 decisions. Yeah, right. Okay, bud. Whatever.
An unfortunate couple of shots there for Delo.
Nah, I would say he'd be kicking him for that, but he does seem to be kind of inactive, so.
Jim Matthias over the top. It's past Kanders. And
just around the goalkeeper. That's that. Horrible feeling as a goalkeeper, by the way.
That will be game, set, and match for Shanghai. That move developed quickly. It was over the top by Big Mac Johnson. Jim Matthias touches it around Dalton Kanders II. Open goal. Good night.
Very well done there by Jim Matthias. The Trek Ortista to get something on the score sheet. We love to see it. Can't let Hohenheim take all the plaudits. Let's see if Tokyo has anything left in them. Even a consolation goal. Chambers here finds Ronflex. Quickly squared off, though, by Voda and Bob. Switching the ball. Delo dropping deep. Oof. Shanghai's got a real good pressing shape here. Seems to counter Tokyo's very well, I think.
Which is ironic because they're basically the same shape.
Well, yeah, but also similar formations sort of cancel each other out, right?
I suppose that's a fair
4-4-2.
Is that shot from Hohenheim well over the bar?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that's interesting to me is that they have the same XG here, 1.54 apiece, but the scoreline would suggest otherwise, as full time is blown.
Wow, yeah, you weren't kidding. Their XG is to the second decimal, exactly the same, but only one team got goals, and that is Shanghai with 2% more possession. and less shots on target. They just made them count. Do you think that's a case of bad luck for Tokyo, or do you think that's something bigger?
It could be a symptom of bad luck, but it's also a symptom of clinical finishing by Shanghai. Hohenhan with a brace, doing very well to put Shanghai in the lead, and then just never looking back. Jim Mathias as well.
Did very well. Hohenhan is going to be the player of the match, though. Deservedly, I think.
Certainly, without a doubt, a good performance for Hohenhan, and an overall strong opener for Shanghai, 3-0 over Tokyo.
Yeah, they should be happy with that. That's a nice win. I think, I mean, if that was played again, I could see Tokyo winning maybe 3 or 4 out of 10 times, but I think Shanghai did play well and Tokyo was just wasteful. I think some of the blame can be. You know what? I'm not going to put any blame on players. That's for them to talk about. They were unlucky though. Anyways, here we got União Sao Paulo, one of the biggest teams, versus Tenochtitlan. Can there be a little bit of a David versus Goliath story here? Sao Paulo playing a 5-2-3 wide, which is a formation I'm much more conducive towards, and Tenochtitlan playing with a sort of offset 4-2-4 with a deeper right-sided winger. This is actually a formation that I'm partial to as well. I've used it a few times, and I can say it works. It's a little ugly and kind of weird, but it just sort of works. It plays more like a... Sorry.
Oh, no worries. I was just going to say, I can't imagine they'll be too picky if it does work. And we'll have to see whether that is the case here. For the moment, though, it's Hashimoto coming up that far wing, Volta in pursuit, and does manage to break up the move with that tackle.
Good there from Volta. No, I was going to say, that formation, it sort of is between like a 4-3-3 with like 3 narrow strikers and like a 4-2-4 with, 2 wingers and two strikers. It's odd because, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't get a great look, but I believe the left-sided fullback is actually inverted, so he'll be tucking into midfield. The right-sided one, inverted wingback. Interesting.
We'll have to see how that affects Tenochtitlan's tactical approach to this game. For the moment, though, Sao Paulo maintaining possession fairly well. Cotswold coming up this near wing. Elliott trying to snuff out this move before it starts. Cotswold does get the cross off. It's headed up into the air. But Mulder winning it away, and that shot goes over the bar.
Decent little chance there. It's always dangerous when you can pluck the ball off the defender instead of having to, build up the whole thing.
Sao Paulo over the last few seasons have been routine title contenders, but never quite able to put it away. Fell short again last season. We'll be looking and hoping that the 4th time is the charm. And they would need a really strong win today to really make sure they have the best chance of that happening. Cotswold on the recovery there. Sends it back to Aguilera.
Nice little diagonal pass there.
And obviously I'm a little bit biased, but I do have to say that fullbacks and wingbacks are one of the most unsung possessions on the soccer pitch. And I think União Sao Paulo might have one of the best pairings of them in the entire SSL in Hashimoto and Cotswold.
I also incredibly unbiased agree with that statement. I mean, I remember though looking at the player of the season things, and I mean obviously a lot of them were strikers because they score a lot of goals and they do the sexy striker thing, but the second most prominent position that I saw filling up those sheets was fullbacks, more than wingers, more than central midfielders. Fullbacks, they are the I mean, I guess they're not really the engine room in quotes because that's the center midfield, but I mean they do so much. Good fullbacks make a team.
They are so important to any modern soccer tactic, really. You can really, just ask teams like Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur and all these other elite teams. A good pair of fullbacks will really supercharge your team, but even
I
one
wouldn't
of them,
ask Manchester City. They don't really.
well,
Manchester City
neither
will
do
play 4 center backs across their back line.
well, I suppose so, but in any case, ask any elite team,
Yeah, I get
they'll
you.
they'll tell you that fullbacks are so important to how they
Mhm.
operate, and even one not quite being up to the standard, as you see there, that incredible move by Cotswold, juking Elliott out of their shoes, but to finish my
Still
thought,
alive. Oh, he's gonna be foul, I think.
well, to
Sorry,
finish
go
my
on.
to if I'll finish my thought one of these days, but, fullbacks are so important that just one not being up to snuff can absolutely ruin your entire outlook.
I agree. I mean, look at Liverpool this recent season. I don't know if you listeners are Liverpool fans or not. I'm not particularly a Liverpool fan, but they spent the greater part of 200 million euros, maybe more, and their two biggest purchases, besides Florian Wirtz, obviously a great move, it was fullbacks. I mean, they brought in Milos Kerkez and Jeremy Frimpong, arguably two of the best fullbacks across top 5 leagues. Frimpong, basically just a winger that can sort of defend. I love him. And then Kerkez, who's an incredibly balanced, talented player too. I think those two purchases are actually going to be more impactful long term than the signing of Florian Wirtz will be. And I say that as a Wirtz fan too. So that's just my opinion.
Well,
Ooh,
speaking of impactful, Mulder just barely missing the net there from the edge of the box. Would have been a great goal,
that was a
but
good
once
attempt.
again missing. We're nearing halftime here in Brazil, and neither side able to break the deadlock just yet. It's been Sao Paulo with the more likely chances going forward, but Tenochtitlan have been knocking. Here is Volta putting in the cross. Aguilera with no trouble, able to
Yeah,
get up.
keeper does well to snuff that out. Quick question, now that you mentioned it, is this being played home at Sao Paulo or is this at a neutral ground? Because I've heard conflicting things about the games. Oh, they're all at neutral grounds because home advantage was too strong. Or
Well,
are there home advantages?
mechanically they're all neutral grounds, but I've been doing my best to try and keep kayfabe that they are indeed playing home and away.
Okay, I see.
It's just easier for me personally than to keep that track of which stadium we're at in a given match. Apologies for the peek behind the veil here, but that is sort of how I tend to approach these things. But
I don't think that's unfair to say. Honestly, if I was a listener, I'd appreciate that little tidbit of knowledge because that's something that I remember being very quizzical about. Because home advantage can be a real big difference maker in Football Manager.
indeed.
Looking at the average possession, what do you see? See if you
Well, it
see the
looks
same thing I see.
Well, obviously, we've seen Sao Paulo getting fairly far forward, as can be expected from them. Again, shout outs to Hashimoto and Cotswold for driving play up the flanks, but Tenochtitlan aren't that much less advanced than them. It seems like by the going purely by that, it's been a deceptively open match, just no end product to show for it from either side.
Yeah, I would go even further. I would say statistically, just from that average possession map and stuff, the games looked incredibly even. Um, well, obviously 0-0 on the score sheet, but the average possession, I mean, they were both right in the middle. Maybe Sao Paulo was a little bit more advanced, but I mean, matter of feet at most. I really don't. I think this game could go either way. Sao Paulo does have a little bit more on XG, but Tenochtitlan has been defending pretty well. I don't know. This could be one that goes down to the last kick of the game.
This is Tenochtitlan's third season with us in the SSL, and One would hope by this point they're finally starting to be able to gel a little bit into a more complete roster. Certainly those first couple of seasons after expansion, uh, as Celtic and our other team, Shelahu, you said was how you
Shelahu,
pronounce it?
yeah.
Shelahu? As in Cosmico, I'll just call them Cosmico. As Celtic and Cosmico will no doubt find out, those first couple of seasons after expansion can be a little disjointed, a little
Mhm.
bit tricky as you try to find an identity and build a proper roster. But around season 3, that's when you would expect to see some of these rosters come to life. But come to life, more likely, is what Sao Paulo have done here through Julian Rubio.
Yeah, that was a nice goal. I think is it going to VAR though? Yep.
It is going to VAR, but it has been ruled out. Well, that was very nearly the opener.
Oh yeah, he was offsides.
Rubio just barely offside. Not much in it.
Not much, but just enough. I was shoot, I got distracted. I was gonna make a point and I already forgot. Close shot there. No, about Shelahu. It's just a random funny thing. I was actually I was chatting with some of the people that run the team because I was curious because I am Guatemalan in real life. I'm half Guatemalan, and I was like, oh, it's awesome that there's a team with my underrepresented nationality now. But if I watch them play and there's so much as a single player above 5'7", then I'm gonna have to call BS because everyone in my country is short as hell. You know what the average women's height is in Guatemala?
What's that?
It's like 4'10".
Wow.
That's the average. That means half is less.
Well, we'll have to see if it's demographically accurate when they play in the second half of this match day. But for the moment, Rubio has scored again. This time it will count.
Did it just say Rubio's second goal of the season there?
I believe it is. I believe it would be counting the SSL Shield, if I'm not mistaken.
That would make sense. I was about to say, like, there's no way preseason gets counted, right? Yeah, the Shield they were in that. That makes sense. I'm a little bit foolish.
Well, nevertheless, it is Sao Paulo who lead here in the second half over Tenochtitlan. They had the XG advantage, and now they have the advantage on the scoreboard. But they're pushing for a second, although that great sliding challenge from Tonto Tut.
Gosh, that midfield is a freaking battlefield right now. My God.
It's where matches are won and lost. A good midfield is crucial to any team that hopes to contend for a title.
I agree, but there was like 7 people all tussling in right there, slide tackling and giving it away, and slide tackling and giving it away. Good save there by the keeper. He's quite lucky to hold on to that one because that was a good chance. Sao Paulo, though, I mean, they look a lot more threatening right now. Must have had a good halftime talk from the coach. They look fired up right now. Cotswold on the edge of the box finds Hashimoto switched. He's going to be put for a corner, though.
Well, it's performances like this where you wonder, to be a fly on the wall in that Sao Paulo locker room must have been one heck of a halftime speech, as you said. As they have been absolutely on fire since the break. We have cooled down off a little bit now as we pass the 20-minute remaining mark. But now Tenochtitlan with a corner kick, courtesy of Volta, near post, headed over the bar.
Ah, unfortunate.
Tenochtitlan haven't been a mile off the pace in this match, but they are losing 1-0 and running out of time to equalize. Here is Elliott taking a touch into the box and shoots, and that's well wide.
$15 minutes and change here for Tenochtitlan, but it's Sao Paulo again. Good tackle, though. Long ball over the top.
Sao Paulo will try again, but intercepted again. Can Tenochtitlan build anything here? Here's Elliott.
Do you think there's another goal in this?
I think there might be. I'm not sure who it's for, but I'm sure there will be. As De Silva's shot tipped behind, it's another Tenochtitlan corner.
Another one. We should add a soundboard to the call so we can do funny little. Never mind. That's actually a horrible idea.
Well, only if used responsibly. So you're right. It would be a horrible idea. I would abuse the heck out of that.
In one of the servers I'm in, one of the go-to sound that I'll always add is the "I am Jose Mourinho" whenever like I make like a silly tactical decision. Or the Aguero, that's a good one too.
It is. It's a classic soundbite from soccer history. In the meantime,
you'll never see anything like it ever again.
Tut's sending it long, but cut out there by head. Sao Paulo never really in any danger until the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Their defense has looked great. Not more than their defense, their defensive midfield has looked great. I think that's offsides.
It did look like Rubio might have gone a little early there. This would make it 2-0, but VAR looking at it, and as you say, it is indeed offside. And here's the replay. And yeah, Rubio.
That's not even a little bit.
So the deficit remains 1-0 for Tenochtitlan with less than 10 to play.
Still 1-0.
Peixoto. And Gagne loses it but does regain it. Sao Paulo going to try.
Am I wrong for saying this game kind of feels like it's been like 15 players versus 15 players? I swear, every time I look, there's like more players on the field than I feel like there ever should be. I don't know, it just feels like there's a lot. You know what I mean?
I think I get what you're saying, but in the meantime, we have had a penalty shout here. Referee going over to the monitor to check it out. This could put Sao Paulo with a chance to make it 2-0.
What's he going to say?
Still looking at that monitor, now does come away, and the verdict is no penalty.
Oh, no penalty. Sorry, I had to, just for the one time. I don't know. I thought there was going to be another goal in it, but you know, I'm less convinced now.
Well, indeed, we are into stoppage time, and through stoppage time, in fact. One last chance for Tenochtitlan. The free kick over the top. De Groot sending it clear, and that should just about do it, although Tut does get to it. We're going to let play on, but now Sao Paulo in possession. That should be it. Mulder on the through ball.
Offsides.
And is offside.
Yeah, that'll be it now, though.
And indeed, the whistle has gone, and Sao Paulo, the only home team from this first half of Matchday 1 to walk away with the 3 points. A 1-0 win over Tenochtitlan, although it was considerably more comfortable than the scoreline would indicate.
Yeah, that second half, they really came alive, I think, and showed their quality. Cotswold, great player, by the way. Look at how he absolutely shone. Player of the match, for sure. Good amount of chances created. You love that. Yeah, Sao Paulo, they just showed their quality, I have to say. But fair play to Tenochtitlan. Put up a good fight. Keeping them to 1 goal, too. That's not a lot of teams can do that, I think.
Should have interesting implications for the rest of the season.
But goal difference is important.
But Tenochtitlan unable to topple Sao Paulo, who will walk away with the 3 points. And that'll bring us to the end of the first half of Matchday 1. Still 3 matches to come later on. Should be an interesting slate there, but real quick, the first matches of the season. Celtic debuting with a 3-7 loss to Buenos Aires. Tokyo SC losing 3-0 to Shanghai off of a brace by Hohenheim. And Sao Paulo with that 1-0 win over Tenochtitlan. What would you say stood out to you the most from this match day?
I mean, that first game was ridiculous. 10 goals in one game is going to be insane no matter how you dice it. I think Tenochtitlan's defense impressed me, holding Sao Paulo to only 1 goal. I think Shanghai's quality was very impressive, or rather, I think Tokyo's poor defending for sure too. I don't know. There was a lot to see, a lot to take in, but I really, really want to see the remaining 3 games. I want to see Xelajú versus Catalunya. I want to see that other new team. I don't know. I think Hollywood Reykjavik might be good too.
Well, those will be coming up later on. Should be exciting matches all, but that'll do it from us for now. The first 3 matches of the SSL season 22, are in the books. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. This has been Metafiction and Aegis.
Are we signing off? Goodbye,
I
guys.
believe. Take care, everyone.